What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we are back with some more draft rebuilds. We've done Paulo Banchero and Chet Holmgren, obviously. So today we're gonna be doing Jabari Smith on the Houston Rockets. Before we get into today's video, though, guys, make sure you really quickly drop a like and, of course, subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you guys so much for getting me to 24,000 subscribers so quickly. By the way, the support over here has been amazing, and you guys have been just awesome. So thank you guys so much for that. Now, one thing I will say about this video today, back then, we actually got it right. I was letting you guys vote for the draft lottery rebuilds we did as soon as the lottery order came out, and we actually got this right. Jabari Smith did land on the Houston Rockets, but I'm redoing it today because there's actually some things that are different, and I meant to do a post-Christian Wood Rockets rebuild anyway, never got around to it, so here it is, kind of. And then obviously they also drafted Tari Eason and like Ty Washington, which we didn't have those two on the team either when I did that rebuild, so that's why I'm kind of redoing it. If you remember the one I did way back then, but now I'm redoing it today. So we take a look at the Rockets roster. You have John Wall, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., Alperen Sengun. So obviously Christian Wood being gone is going to free up some minutes for Alperen Sengun and Jabari Smith to be our front court. Jae'Sean Tate, and then Kenyon Martin Jr. Didn't he request a trade or something like that? And obviously you have veterans like John Wall who are still here, and then Eric Gordon who are both in trade rumors and stuff like that. So obviously John Wall is going to be a little bit tougher to get rid of. I'm not really sure how we're going to go about that, but we'll figure it out as we go through the video. So to moratorium day we go. I don't think we have any crazy free agents to worry about, and obviously we're not a big free agency destination right now. We do have John Wall's big contract on our books right now. So I think it's time to solve the John Wall dilemma. I don't know how they do that in real life. You could trade him still, obviously that's still very possible, but the minimal trade partners are not out there because of the contract situation. Then you have Eric Gordon, who was rumored to go to the 76ers on draft night, but obviously instead the 76ers traded for DeAnthony Melton. Maybe that doesn't totally take them out of the running for Eric Gordon, but I think it does. But I still am going to try to trade him. And then as far as John Wall is concerned, I mean, I could obviously try to trade him, and we could get this solved right now, which is what I kind of want to do. But obviously it has to be to the right team. So again, this trade is always the one that's talked about the most. John Wall for Russell Westbrook and THC, so we get Taylor Horn Tucker out of it. And then obviously there's some other teams, but why would the Pacers want John Wall? So obviously there's not or I mean, I guess the Timberwolves could technically want John Wall, but probably not worth it. In the Blazers give me Jeremy Grant for John Wall. No, it doesn't make any sense. So honestly, what I think is going to happen, I think John Wall is going to have to give back a little bit of his money, kind of like Blake Griffin did, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe they just buy him out outright for his $47 million. I don't know what this is actually going to look like, but maybe John Wall's stuck on Houston for another year. But let's solve the Eric Gordon thing first, I guess. That'll probably be a little bit easier, and then I guess we can just try to buy out John Wall at the end of the day, because there's really nothing else we can do. I don't really want to trade him to the Lakers for Taylor Horn Tucker, because I seem to always do that. So the best trade partner for me here in the trade finder is sending Eric Gordon over to the Blazers for Greg Brown and a second-round pick, so we get off Eric Gordon's contract entirely. And obviously that just gives Eric Gordon a different opportunity on a different team, and we're only getting a second round pick out of him, which is unfortunate because I think you could probably get a first for Eric Gordon, but at the end of the day I will take it to get rid of him. So my small forward position, I guess I could add THT to this spot if I didn't want to just buy out John Wall, and THT could be a nice small forward here, and then the Lakers and Rockets still make that trade. So I guess like that's really my only option. It seems like it really is my only option. So I have to throw in Jae'Sean Tate, which not sure I really want to do that. Like I said, I do think Kenyon Martin Jr. requested a trade, so maybe you could throw him in instead. So it'd be John Wall, Kenyon Martin for Westbrook and THT. They accept that. They want some picks. No, thank you. I'm not doing that. So we can go back to the original trade, or we're just not going to do this at all. So you know what? I'm not trading for Westbrook or THT. I'm buying out John Wall. That's my decision. That's my decision. Now that John Wall is completely gone, this is what our team's going to look like going forward. It's going to be Washington, Kevin Porter Jr., Josh Green, Josh Christopher, Garrison Matthews, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith Jr., Jae'Sean Tate, Kenyon Martin Jr., and then you have Alperen Sengun, then Boban Marjanovic. So obviously, again, Kenyon Martin did request a trade, I believe, but I mean, I'm not going to worry about trading him. He's 21 years old, so I'm just going to keep him around, to be honest with you. So obviously, we freed up money to go sign a free agent now, but I'm not going to do that. I kind of want to just roll with what we got. I'm not going to sign a crazy free agent unless we brought in like Mo Bamba to back up like Alperen Sengun, but I kind of just want to give Alperen Sengun all the opportunity in the world to be really good for us. So let's go straight to player progression, as we have Jalen Green going up to an 83 overall, and then Kevin Porter Jr. up to an 80, then Jabari up to an 80, Kenyon Martin up to a 79, Sengun up to a 79. So yeah, I mean, there was no point of really changing anything other than getting rid of John Wall and Eric Gordon, obviously, which we accomplished that. So now it's just a matter of just seeing how good this team could be. Will Ty Washington eventually like take over for Kevin Porter Jr.? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how things go. Really, we'll just kind of go, based off what we see in front of us and see who's doing better, obviously. So let's take a look at the rotation. The power ranking is not going to land us very high, but I think later on in the video we're going to be really freaking good. So the starting five is going to be Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green as your backcourt, which I like that, obviously. And then Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, and then why are we putting Boban Marjanovic as the starter? What is the system? Perimeter-centric. Is really Boban the best fit for a perimeter-centric system? I don't think that makes any sense, but that's what 2K is suggesting. I am going to fix that, and then obviously Şengün is going to be the starter. There's no reason to have Boban Marjanovic starting over Alperen Şengün. It just does not make any sense. So let's get Boban out of here. Forced non-starter. I'm sorry, but you cannot be the starter, and then it'll be... Wow, they still don't want to start Alperen Şengün. I'm still starting him. I don't care. So I think we'll give these last few minutes to Kevin Porter Jr. So this is going to be the starting five again. So obviously, things remain the same. Tari Eason at the small forward spot. And then you have Osman Garuba, Kenyon Martin Jr., which I'll move Garuba all the way down to the bottom of the rotation. Actually, maybe not even in the rotation unless, well, I guess we could put him here. So we'll have something like this. And you still have like 13 minutes to give away. Is Tari Eason really a small forward? Is he more of a power forward? I mean, I guess I'll play him as a small forward if that's what they want to do. So that's what the roster has him at. I'll just leave it that way. So we're going to go ahead and submit to the end of the season. We might be pretty bad this year, I assume, obviously, but we're a young team and things will look good eventually. So not too worried about what happens this year. Just you want to see player development, see guys grow. So at the end of the season, Nikola Jokic is your MVP. Holmgren's rookie of the year on the Oklahoma City Thunder. You have 6-man going to James Harden on the Philadelphia 76ers. Jonathan Isaac, defensive player. Alperen Şengün wins most improved player starting at that center spot for us. So that's awesome to see because obviously we've freed up the minutes for him to be the starting center and getting Christian Wood out of here. And then here's your executive and coach of the year, which I'm assuming that's Pelicans. So yeah, Pelicans obviously have a pretty talented team here in 2K. And then respectfully in real life as well, just not as good as they are in 2K. So we were the 12th seed in the West. So obviously we did not make the playoffs. I thought at one point we would, but we ended up not making it. So Kevin Porter Jr. averaged 18 and 7. So there's really not much I can complain about. If he's going to be able to do that throughout the video, I think I got to keep him around with Jalen Green, obviously, right? I mean, these two guys are pretty sized pretty well for backcourt, 6'4", so we'll definitely take that for guards. They're sized really well. So Jabari Smith with 16 points as well, 15 for Josh Christopher off the bench, and then 13 from Şengün, 10 from Tari Eason, and 8 from Kenyon Martin Jr., 8 from Jae'Sean Tate, and then like 4 from Osman Garuba. So not too bad, but obviously we have some more work to do. But honestly, I really love the rotation that we have here in Houston. If I do like make any crazy trades, it'll just be giving up a lot of guys that I already like part of the rotation as the Pelicans go on to win the championship. But let's go straight to the draft lottery. I don't think we have any lottery picks this offseason. Maybe Brooklyn's. Oh, we do have Brooklyn's pick, actually. So that could actually come in handy right now. So 14 to the Pacers. I'm just going to skip. Let's see if we get lucky and get like into the top 4 real quick. And we get the number 3 overall pick. Is that from the Nets? Yeah, it's probably a pick swap, isn't it? So we swapped picks with the Brooklyn Nets, I imagine. Or unless if we have the Nets pick as well, which I doubt it. But pretty sure we don't. We have the Rockets pick at 27. And then the Nets probably have their own pick if I can find them. But I don't even see the Brooklyn Nets. So maybe I have their pick. Maybe I do, but I don't think so. Where are the Nets? Oh, they're at 26. So yeah, I think this was a pick swap. So that's nice. We get the 3rd overall pick in this draft. Really can't complain about that. So we get to add another young player to the roster. So honestly, not really sure what I'll be looking for in this draft, but we'll see what kind of falls me at number 3. I think if anything, maybe a small forward probably is what we need the most, but we'll see. So let's go to draft night and let's see what mock drafts have us taking. Obviously, I would love a front court of Jabari and Victor, but I'm not going to trade up for Victor. So we can get Derek Whitehead out of this draft. I'd feel pretty good about that. If Scooter Henderson is here, I mean, we could take one of the Thompson twins, obviously, as well, but I think I want Derek Whitehead. I think I do, and they do have him falling to me. Yeah, I think Victor and Scooter Henderson will go number 1 and number 2. So honestly, I don't even think I have to trade up. I don't think I have to make any trades either. Like, there's nobody I really want to trade away. So we could just simply jump right into this draft and see if we get lucky. So Scooter Henderson goes number 1, which means Victor should go number 2, right? And that is the case. So obviously, like I said, that's kind of what we're going to do. And we're going to be taking Derek Whitehead at number 3 and bringing him on to the Houston Rockets and having him fit here very nicely. So his ceiling is Kevin Durant, floor is Chandler Parsons. So not too bad. Averaged 26 points per game in college on 45% from 3. Sign me up for that. Welcome to the Houston Rockets, I think that's a perfect fit. So at number 27, Harrison Ingram, Oscar. We might take a backup center because we definitely could use one. So I think I'll take James Najee here with my other pick in the first round. And just like that, they come out with Derek Whitehead. I'm feeling pretty damn good about that. So rookie signing, Whitehead, and then Najee. And then we have Justin Powell, which we'll go ahead and sign him as well. Player options. We have Matthews, which I'm going to accept. There's no reason to decline a $2 million team option, I guess, unless we just didn't really want him back at all. Kevin Porter Jr. is a free agent this offseason, and then Jayshawn Tate is as well. But Kevin Porter Jr. had a really good year for us, so I don't think I can just let him walk for nothing, right? I mean, I've got to get him or at least sign and trade him, which, I mean, obviously I could roll with Ty Washington, but honestly, I think with what Kevin Porter Jr. gave us, there's no reason to just let him go. So I'll probably just be bringing him back, to be honest with you. So let's go see if we can get him back, and then we'll go from there. So Kevin Porter Jr. has not got an offer just yet. He's actually relatively cheap, so we might as well just give him his money. I'll give him a 5-year deal, $14 million per year, and that would be kind of a steal at a price point for a guy like Kevin Porter Jr., especially if you're putting up numbers like he did last year. So that is going to be the offseason again. We come away with Derek Whitehead, and then we get Kevin Porter Jr. back on a good contract. So feeling pretty good about this. I mean, Jabari and Jalen Green are only going to get better. And then Derek Whitehead added to this with Alfred Şengün in the mix as well. The team is already getting a lot better. So Jalen Green's up to an 89. Jabari's up to an 85. Kevin Porter Jr. is up to an 82. Kenyon Martin up. And then you got Şengün up. So yeah, things are looking great. So I would not be surprised at all if this team is in the playoffs this very next season. Obviously, we got the 12th seed last year. Well worth it, as we obviously got a good pick out of it. So we're okay with that. Let's go see what we can get. Or see what our rotation looks like real quick and see what kind of seed we can get. So power ranking is going to land us at 17. I think this team should be able to sneak into the playoffs. The starting 5 is Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Derek Whitehead. They still want to start Garuba over Şengün, but I just don't really want to do that. I want to see Şengün start. He just won most improved player for us last year. As much as I do like Garuba here, obviously, I'm going to make sure he doesn't start. I want Şengün to be there. So I'm going to laugh if they don't want to start Şengün still. I don't know why that would be the case. And, okay, there he is. He's finally in starting 5. So, Kevin Porter, Jalen Green, Derek Whitehead, Jabari, Şengün, Christopher, Kenyon Martin, Garuba, and Ty Washington. Tari Eason gets kicked out of the rotation. Oh, I don't like the idea that or do I run a 10-man rotation? I might just run a 10-man rotation low-key because I don't really want to see Tari Eason just get kicked out of the rotation. So, we run a 10-man rotation, I guess, instead. That way Tari Eason still gets some minutes, and then maybe in the playoffs we'll shrink it down. But proficiency is a 3.5 perimeter centric. Can we be 4-star anywhere? We cannot. So we'll leave it at perimeter centric. We'll go ahead and simulate this season with Derek Whitehead added to the mix. Let's see how good this team can be, and maybe this year we're a playoff team, which we should be, hopefully. So at the end of the season, Luka Doncic wins MVP. Victor Wembanyama on the Phoenix Suns wins Rookie of the Year, of course. James Harden, 6th Man of the Year on the 76ers. Defense player goes to Giannis. Most improved goes to Paolo Banchero on the Orlando Magic. And then Steven wins Coach of the Year, as we went 56-26 and are the first seed in the West. So not only did we come from not making the playoffs, but we made the playoffs and got the first seed. So Cody Toole is your executive on the Brooklyn Nets. So we'll see how that goes for them. But All-NBA first team, Luka, Lonzo, Zion, Giannis, and Jokic. All-NBA second team, LaMelo, Trae Young, Tatum, Kawhi, and Chet Holmgren. How do we get the first seed and don't have an All-NBA member? Come on now. No Jalen Green. That's kind of unfortunate. All-defensive team. Don't see anybody, and then nobody here either. So all rookie team, Derek Whitehead did make it. I'm wondering what he averaged. I can't wait to see that. Then all rookie second team. So again, we are the first seed out West. So obviously was not expecting to be this good, but hey, here we are. We'll take it. So player stats, Jalen Green with 20, almost 24, but 23 actually, but 20 from Jabari Smith Jr., 16 from Josh Christopher. He's been really good off the bench. So I'm surprised he hasn't got like a 6-man for us. And then Kevin Porter Jr., 15-7. Again, man, if Kevin Porter Jr. is putting up stats like this, you really can't go wrong with that. So then Derek Whitehead with 12 as a starter for year number 1. And then Şengün with 11. So still really solid. 7 rebounds, a block per game. And then Kenyon Martin with 9 points off the bench. 7 from Washington off the bench. Also 3 assists to add on to that. Tari Eason with 5 and Garuba with 5. Okay. And then half from James Najee getting in there a little bit. But we are going to be in the playoffs, so I think I might shrink this down to a 9-man rotation to this now. So that's what we're going to do, 9-man rotation for the playoffs. So everybody is looking good right now. That does kick. Sucks to see Tari Eason out of the rotation, man. It really does. But hey, if it means winning a championship, I'll do it. I'll listen to 2K. Really unfortunate. But Regardless, playing the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's see what the Grizzlies are looking like. So they have John Morant. They got Tyler Hero and Vucevic. How the hell they afford all that? Okay, Vucevic, $23 million. And then Tyler Hero's got to be on a big contract, right? There's no way he's not on a big contract. I got to take a real quick look. So $19 million. Man, Memphis got themselves a squad over there. So we could get 8 seeded here. Happens to me a lot. Someone didn't come around against Memphis. And we are going to get 8 seed. Never mind. We win in 7. I thought for sure we were getting 8 seeded. But Jalen Green drops 49 in that game 7. We obliterate them. So, all right, I'll take it, man. I thought for sure we are getting bounced in the first round. But no, we did. We won. So now we get to play the Pelicans in round 2, who literally just won a championship last year in 2K. They have Dyson Daniels. They're no longer starting CJ McCollum. And they don't have Joe Val anymore. So, I mean, I kind of like our starting 5 over theirs, to be honest with you. So we should be able to beat them. Game 1, we're up 1-0, 144 to 113. Derek Whitehead drops 25. He's been really good in these playoffs so far. Game 2, 2-0. Beat them by 1 point. So we take care of home court. Can we take a game on their home court now? And no, not yet, unless we go up 3-1. And we do not. Okay, so game 5 back in Houston. This is a big game if we want to get to the Western Conference Finals. Let's see if we can do just that. So here we go against New Orleans and Houston. Obviously, game 5. Game 5s are very, very important, especially when the series is tied up. But unfortunately, it looks like we are going to drop this game unless we come back at the end, which we did not. So we dropped that game. Obviously, it's not totally impossible for us to win just yet. But let's see if we can maybe find a way to force a game 7 back to Houston. If not, back to the drawing board. So here we go. Game 7 or game 6 in New Orleans. If we can bring this back to Houston, I feel pretty confident we can win this series, but it's a matter of winning this game, and it's looking good so far. We are going to win game 6. We are forcing this back to Houston. Zion had 34 and 23, but they still lost. Jabari had 31 in that game. Okay, game 7 in Houston. All you could want here. Can we go to the Western Conference Finals in year number 2 with the Rockets is the question, or is New Orleans going to beat me? So this is a close game, but I think New Orleans might have this one in the bag unless we come back at the end. And we are kind of sneaking into it. And no, we are going to lose in the second round to the Pelicans. Jalen Green drops 35, and then Kevin Porter Jr. drops 33 and 13. But unfortunately for us, we have come up short and lose to New Orleans. And then we're going to have the Pelicans go all the way to win a championship. So we pushed the team that won a championship to 7. So I think with a little bit of player development, and hopefully the Pelicans don't get much better, we should be golden next year. We should be fine next year. So let's go straight to the draft lottery because we might have some lottery picks I'm not aware of. So let's see if that is the case. And man, I really hope the Pelicans don't have a top 3 pick. That would suck. But they do have 2 projected lottery picks. And we have, okay, so the Pelicans fell out of the top 5, which is good. So they get 6. Sacramento has number 1. Phoenix has number 2. And Jazz have number 3. And then as far as our picks are concerned, we get 24 from Brooklyn. And then we should have our own pick, I imagine, which it's at... where is our pick? Is it at, I don't even see our, I feel like I can't, oh, the Thunder have it. Okay, I was like about to say, I feel like I can't see anything in this game, but staff signing, we have Steven, and then we do need to sign a couple guys to add to this coaching staff. But honestly, I don't know if I'll do much this offseason. I'm already in love with this team. I don't really know if I want to make a crazy trade. I feel like we were 1 game away from potentially going all the way. So I think the Pelicans were the only team that are going to stop us. I feel like we were really unstoppable there, but Pelicans got us. But I think with just some coaching staff and player development, we'll be right back where we were. So out of the draft, we get Richard Isaacs and then I guess Gene Serve. I don't know how to say his name, but welcome to the team. Player options, we got a lot to accept, and I'm going to accept all of them. I am going to let Garrison Matthews walk this time around for pretty much no reason, honestly. Kenny Martin Jr. is a free agent as well. We could probably just let him go since he did request a trade in real life, and we could just let him go. And then he could go, find a different team. Greg Brown's free agent. So, honestly, we probably have a full rotation as it is right now. So, it's Washington, Kevin Porter. You have Jalen Green, Josh Christopher, Tari Eason, and Derek Whitehead. And then Jabari Smith, and obviously Garuba and Şengün. So, yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm going to renounce Kenyon Martin. I don't think I'll bring him back, to be honest with you. I really like what we have so far. And I kind of felt bad having, Tari Eason out of the rotation. So, I'm going to renounce him. And then, obviously, you could sign, a good free agent, which maybe we should take a look into. Is there anybody? I mean, I feel like Derek Whitehead's going to develop. So as far as guys, we could literally bring in anybody we wanted right now. So we could bring in Tyler Hero if we wanted to, but I don't think I will. I mean, we could bring in a Sadiq Bey low key. Sadiq Bey would fit very, very nicely here, even OG Anunoby, but I feel like I want to just keep giving Derek Whitehead that starting spot. So I won't sign anybody. I'll just stick with what we got. I'm feeling pretty good about what we have. Sadiq Bey would have been really cool, I think, but Derek Whitehead goes up 3 overall, so not the development I was looking for, but his 3 and D presence should still be there. And then Tari Eason up to an 80, Jabari's up to an 89, and then Kevin Porter Jr. up to an 83. So yeah, I mean, I still think we're gonna be pretty good. James Najee developed as well. So regardless, I mean, we have a full rotation, and I think just another year we're gonna be in the finals. I really do. I think this team is really good, and development should treat us as such. So Porter, Jalen Green, Derek Whitehead, Jabari Shingun, Christopher, Tari Eason, Garuba, and Ty Washington. And then proficiency lands us at 4-star perimeter centric. We could be 4-star nowhere else. So we will leave it at perimeter centric. We're going to run it back again. We got the first seed last year, so let's try to get it again. But maybe this time, let's go all the way and let's win a championship here in Houston. So at the end of the season, Luka Doncic, once again, MVP, of course. Cody Kelly, Rookie of the Year. 6th man goes to Ben Simmons. Giannis, Defensive Player. Victor, Most Improved. And Steven is your Coach of the Year, as we went 59 and 23 again. So back on top of the Western Conference. But this time, we're obviously looking to win a championship, man. That's what we've came here all along for. So let's try to get that done this year. So first seed in the Western Conference again. Player stats wise, we had 24 from Jalen Green, 22 from Jabari, 16 from Kevin Porter, 13 from Josh Christopher, 13 from Derek Whitehead. It looks like the team has developed very, very well. So I mean, I'm looking to win a championship this year. We get the Denver Nuggets in round 1. I mean, if we just get 8th seeded here or something like that, I'm just going to be super upset because I really like the team we have. But as far as the Nuggets are concerned, obviously they have Jokic, they have Michael Porter and Jamal Murray. So they do have a good team on their hands, but I just think we're better. So somebody current round against Denver, and they do win game 1. They are pushing us to 6, and we do take care of them in 6, thankfully. And then New Orleans actually got upset, so we won't have to deal with New Orleans this year, but we will have to deal with the Thunder if we get past Sacramento, that is. So we have De'Aaron Fox, Mikey Williams, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, Davion Mitchell, Amari Bailey, Thomas Bryant, and then Jayshawn Tate. So we'll see what happens. Game 1, we're up 1-0. Good start. Game 2, 2-0. Can we go up 3-0? No. Can we go up 3-1? No. Beat them in 6? Yes, please. Let's go. We're in the Western Conference Finals after getting bounced out in the second round last year. This time we get the Thunder. So I will say right now, I will be super upset if we lose to the Thunder, because when I was just rebuilding the Thunder, we lost to the Rockets twice in like the conference finals. So if the Thunder get revenge on me when I'm controlling the Rockets, I'm going to be quite upset. Not going to lie, but let's see if that's the case. Sim winning current round against the Thunder. Game 1, we do win game 1. So good start. And this is Chet Holmgren versus Jabari as well, which is really exciting. And they got, I was about to say, you might have Orlando on the other side, but you do not. So game 2, we're up 2-0. So looks like the Rockets just own the Thunder in this file, I guess, because yeah, like when I was doing a Thunder rebuild last video, we could not get past the Rockets. We just couldn't. But I feel like we put together a really good team, and now we get to play Cleveland, who have Abaji, Garland, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, Colin Sexton. So this is a really freaking good Cleveland team. So this could be tough, but we're up 1-0, start things off, beat them by 19. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, they're up 2-1. Oh man, we didn't come this far just to lose to Cleveland, did we, man? I mean, come on, bro. Let's get it. Come on, baby. Come on. We got here this far. I really want to win it all. Cleveland is a really good team, don't get me wrong. So we are going to even it up. So that's good. 150 to 121. I might even shrink this to an 8-man rotation just because I'm actually really nervous, and the fact we got this far makes me want to take it all here. I don't want to have to come back to this. So sim casting again against Cleveland. This time we're in Houston for game 5. I didn't mean to change that, but hopefully that won't affect anything. So now we're going game 5 here in Houston. Let's see how this is going to go for us. So far we have the lead, which is good, but that don't mean anything. They could take the lead at any moment, and there it is. They take the lead, but we take it back. Oh gosh, this is literally a back and forth game. I don't like this. I don't like this. Please win. They tie it up. They take the lead. Please win. We're going to overtime. No, we beat them by 1. Oh my goodness. We go into a game 7 or we win? We win. Let's go. We beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in 6 games, and we won a championship here with the Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, Houston Rockets. That is about as well as it could have gone. I mean, honestly, man, Jalen Green won Finals MVP. Houston already has a really good foundational team. They've done an incredible job so far. Jabari and Jalen Green just sound so exciting. I'm really excited for that duo in real life to see how they do together. And along with Kevin Porter Jr., if he works out, that's great. If not, they did draft Ty Washington as well. They have Tari Eason. So, I mean, if they can get like a 3rd pick in the draft and draft a guy like Derek Whitehead as well to add on his team, that'd be awesome. And hopefully Şengün takes another step as well. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely drop a like if you did. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.